Hey there, knitters. It's Leslie here with yycknits.com. I just wanted to come on today to show you a technique that one of my amazing test knitters came up with on Ballon, B-A-L-O-N, and it's actually French for balloon, and it's a sweater that I had designed top down in the round, light and flowing, and just absolutely lovely to wear. So she actually came in and just took it and made it her own as far as adding some stripes, and it turned out absolutely lovely. And she's Langoust from Brittany, France. So you can find her on Ravelry. And just an absolutely wonderful knitter. So she did Ballon test knit for me, and in working the stripes down her sleeves, you know, there's a couple different ways that you can work it, and in order to do kind of a jogless stripe, because when you're working in the round, of course, you're knitting in a spiral. This was just, I thought, such an ingenious endeavor. So what I've been doing here is just knitting up a sample for you to see. So I've got it started here with two just awful colors that I had kicking around, but you'll have to excuse me for that. But I've got it started here. And so what we're doing is we're slipping the first stitch purlwise on the one color. And so when you go and you knit in the next color around, you're getting this this sort of raised knit stitch. And we had just both finished doing a test knit for Vanjie Knits for Jenny Vanjie, and her sweater was called the Gus. It's actually Gus, and it's a children's cardigan knit top down in the round as well. And so these amazing slip stitches were part of the pattern in the whole sweater. So she just took it and went with it and continued it on. So as you can see, I'm just gonna work this in the video here and just show you how it's done, because I have Stripes, the sweater, coming out soon, and what I would like to do is work this faux seam down the sleeve of the sweater, and it just looks really great, and your stitches are lining up, your rows of yellow or orange or whatever this looks like on your screen are lined up perfectly, and it's just a really good looking way to knit single stripes in the round in two colors. So we're coming around here, coming around the mountain, and we've got the beige color or the brown color, so we're just going to continue knitting that across this needle here. So I'm just knitting in magic loop, so I'm going to go underneath this thread here and continue knitting on camera the best that I can here to keep it in view. I just recently learned how to knit continental style, and I see that I'm back to my old ways, being a thrower, but for the purpose of this video it's okay. So we're just going to tighten up that last stitch a little bit. We're going to turn our work, and I'll try and keep everything in view here for you. So we're going to slide our needle back here. Okay, so this is where we're at here. We've got our color here, our main color, the color that we are going to see as a seam all the way down. And Langoose from France that's her Ravelry username, had done this in a navy and white. And oh my goodness, did it ever look great. So you can see her project page is Langouste, and it's Ballon test knit for YYC Knits, who is me on Ravelry. So we've got our single color here. So when we start our second row and our honey color or our coordinating color, we're going to pull our needle out to work in magic loop, and we're going to go underneath the second color here. Now, we are not going to cross these colors in behind or anything. We're going to leave them as they lay. So that one I finished there. So I'm going to pick up this one as it lays, as it sits. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip the first stitch purlwise, and then I am going to start knitting as I normally would. Around. Here we can switch styles here just to make it a little faster. I'm still trying to keep my knitting in view so it's not going out of the frame here. It's a little tricky. All right, and we're going to turn it. So the only difference in this coordinating color and not our main color is that we've slipped that first stitch. Purlwise. So we come around and we are ready for a round in our main color. But you will notice that the first stitch is in our main color. So we are going to go ahead and all the rest of the stitches, because we slipped that first stitch, we didn't knit it. So that's what's going to make the lovely faux side seam stand up on our work as it does. So we're just going to go ahead and slide our needle out, go underneath that yarn where it lays, and we're going to knit in our main color. So we're going to go underneath that yarn as it lays, and we are going to start knitting with that. And we're going to turn our work. I would much rather be working on a hat needle or a short circular needle, but for the purposes of a small sample and for the fact that I didn't want to be knitting 80 stitches in the round, I decided just to use magic loop. Double pointed needles just drive me crazy. So as you can see, this is our turn here. So as we around the bend, we're just gonna pull this needle long, and underneath that main color, we're going to go into the next stitch and knit down the other side all the way back to the beginning. So we're knitting every stitch there. So we'll turn our work again and we'll just untangle everything here and show you where we're at. So we've got every stitch in our main color, and we'll just untangle those two, leave them as they lay. We're not going to twist them or do any crazy stuff in behind, but this is our faux seam, and it's just working up absolutely wonderfully. So this is a great way to do single one row stripes in the round. If you're doing a sleeve or you're doing a sweater, I just absolutely love this look. So it's neat and tidy. So just to reiterate here, so we've got our main color here on my pointer finger, and our coordinating color, the gold color here. And so we are ready to start knitting a gold round. So when we do so, we're going to take our needle and pull it out long, go underneath that gold color. And before we start knitting this round, we're going to slip that first stitch off purlwise. And that's it. And then we'll continue knitting with the gold. So I'll do a couple more rounds just to kind of, for those of you who want to see a little bit more of how that works. Okay, so pull this needle out underneath that thread. This is the magic of magic loop. There's a loop on this side and a loop on this side, and you're just kind of knitting your little tube around with these needles with the long circulars. So we knit around again and again. As you can see, because we've slipped that first stitch instead of knit it, that first stitch is going to be in that main color. And so when we just go to knit our second round, we're just going to start with our main color as it lays. We're not going to cross or turn or do anything crazy. So this one stays where it lands, and we're just going to pull our needle out long, and the whole round is gold except for that first stitch. So we're just gonna go ahead and knit in our main color. We're gonna knit that first stitch this time. And continue around. And this is how it looks. I don't know if you can hear that, but I have a French bulldog in the background and he is snoring away. Passed out on the couch. So here we are at the beginning of our round again. So we're going to take our gold, we're going to slip this first stitch purlwise and continue knitting with the gold around and continue on as I've shown you. So this is just an awesome way to knit single row stripes. So we've got one row of each color in the round. And this is how it looks here. It just absolutely flawless. And then all the way to your faux seam around. And so I think that what I'll do, and you can see here how your gold lines up perfectly in the row. And it's absolutely awesome. So there's a little bit of a jog here. I could have done a jogless join when I cast on, so you can look up that as well. I might post a video for how to do a jogless join in the round, so that might be something that you want to do. So there's a bit of quite a bit of a jog here where we started. So yeah, just when you're working the sleeves down on stripes, the sweater, the pattern will be coming out soon if it's not already up on Ravelry, and yeah, that's how we're gonna work that. So happy knitting. Hope that you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to my channel. I'm a lover of technique, and I like to dive into different knitting techniques and show you how they're done. I'm an indie dyer knitwear designer. You can find us on Instagram. I have a website called yycknits.com where you can find all of my indie dyed yarns and patterns and notions as well. So happy knitting!